What up, y'all? It's your boy R to the A to the S. Yes. Roz here with See What Causes Blog. And today I'm here to talk about, give you my opinion, my thoughts on this film. I believe it's called Detropia. I could be pronouncing it wrong, but that's close enough. New documentary. Which ironically it showed in the city of Detroit, but I didn't see it in the city of Detroit. I saw it in Detroit suburb. I didn't know it was showing in Detroit. So it's kind of ironic. I seen a film about the city of Detroit in a Detroit suburb. I know that doesn't make sense, but that's what I did. But anyway, I want to give you my thoughts on what I liked about the film, what I didn't like. A lot of things what I liked about the film. It did focus in on the auto industry, and I like that because my family is the product of the UAW auto industry. My father is a union member. He worked for one of the big threes for 42 years. So, the UAW and the auto industry and even the bailouts, that really, if the bailouts didn't happen, I don't know how, that would affect my father and his pension and money. So all of that, those things that were touched upon in the film really hit home because we went through that as a family. So particularly my parents. So that was interesting. Some of the visuals, of course, I'm from Detroit, so I'm seeing like certain visuals, like, hey, there goes this street, or there goes that store, or there goes this place. Of course, that's always interesting when you see a film on your city or somewhere like it, or you see a movie, you're like, hey, that. So that was fun, pointing out the different places in Detroit and seeing different places I recognized, different places they were driving, and stuff like that. Film really didn't have a narrator, so it's really interviews. You didn't hear like the questions that they asked the people, but you heard the responses. Film really focused in on three people. One was a UAW leader of American Axle, which is auto part making company that makes different parts for different auto companies. And so they were interviewing him, and he was really talking about the fall of Detroit and fall of the industry and what happened and how everything was made in America, and now everything is, you can't find anything that's made in America, and how that mentality has ruined America, and specifically has affected Detroit. There's another person who was interviewed, a former school teacher. He's now owns a lounge on, I believe it was the east side of Detroit, if I'm not mistaken. He owns a lounge, and he was sort of like this, I don't know, hood philosopher, so to speak. And he would give his different thoughts and opinions on stuff that was happening in the news, his opinion on the auto industry, and how we, again, a lot of this is propaganda, I guess, so to speak, of how we as Americans, again, have sold out to outsourcing and foreign things, and have lost jobs and not take care of our own because of this philosophy. And of course it comes out, if I was a conservative, you would say, they would look down on big business, and it comes off that way in the film. Corporate greed and things of that sort. So a lot of that was really pushed. That philosophy was really pushed in this film. And then they had another girl who was, I can't tell you her job, I won't spoil it, but she's a video blogger, basically. And she has another job, but she's a video blogger. And she's sort of like a archaeologist, so to speak, who looks at some of the ruins that happened in Detroit. So there's a lot of good visuals. Like you might see her in a school, and you look at a school, you think of school, you think kids, you think education, you think learning. And here she is in this school, and there is no life. There is, where used to be people and kids, there is nothing. There's ruin, no lights, no nothing. She might like look at a house. And you think about a house. What is the purpose of a house? There's a function. There's supposed to be people there. There's supposed to be family there. There's supposed to be community there, etc. These places are now dead and gone, and she just really exploring this city of ruin, so to speak, and sort of like a hood archaeologist to see and explore what happened. So those are some of the things that were the people that were there. A lot of things, a lot of you get to see some of the consequences of the fall of the Motor City and fall of jobs leaving. They talk about city services that are cut. Garbage, bus systems shut down, and just all of these things, the effect of the auto industry failing, and of course, it's current 2012 is, of course, picked back up, but at this time, you get to see this history of this city that's in ruin. The mayor in this film, I'm going to be honest, I don't know why he allowed himself to be taped, because they made him look like a complete and utter idiot. My mayor, Dave Bean, did not look good in this film. They made him seem like a person who had no answers. They had somebody, one of his solutions to, the shrinkage of the city is for urban farming, and to cut off for certain areas and have people, or someone would say force people to leave their homes and stay in a certain area of the city, and while the other cities close down, you have urban farming. And you could just really tell by the way it was edited and things of that sort that the movie makers did not like that, as well as how they interviewed some people in the hood, which was probably one of the funniest parts of the film, and how it just somebody sort of like using an example of showing the stupidity of this urban farming and things that would happen. Like, are we just like, we're going to turn Detroit into a big farm or something? So, yeah, that was crazy. But some of the things I didn't like, I really thought it could explore some other areas of why the city failed. I mean, yes, the UAW, the auto industry is a big part of it, no doubt. But there are other areas as well why the city failed. You got political corruption with the mayor, the former mayor, things of that sort. But a lot of reasons why the city failed that wasn't really focusing on. Some of the arts that they focus in on, like the city and the culture, it really made no sense to me. And no offense, for those who like opera, that's cool, but they really focus in on the Detroit Opera House. And it's like all the arts, all the history of the city of Detroit, and you're putting a lot of focus in on the Detroit Opera House, which Detroiters, a lot of Detroiters, not all, but a lot of Detroiters don't go to Detroit Opera House. That's mainly a lot of suburbanites that go to the Detroit Opera House. So that was kind of weird to me, with all the arts that are in the city of Detroit, and even the film points out that a lot of people from around the country are coming to Detroit in the arts. This is like one of the big mecca places now because the city is in the city of Detroit. So I didn't like that either. I wish they had a narrator. It would have made it better as well. But overall, I'm going to give this film like a B. I would say it's worth seeing, especially if you're not familiar with the city of Detroit. But there's nothing in the film that just made me go, wow, this is like, wow. But it might make you go, wow, if you're not from the city of Detroit. So that's my thoughts. Love to hear yours. This is your boy Roz here with Pursue Calls a Blog. Kobe Suts, and I'm out. Trippers.